Hello, and welcome to this edition of Heritage Highlights, an ongoing series of brief talks focusing on key items from the collections held at Norfolk Heritage Centre on the second floor of the Norfolk and Norwich Millennium Library. My name is Chris Tracy, the Heritage Centre's archive specialist, and today we're going to be looking at this beautiful chart of the Norfolk coast, produced by the 16th century Dutch cartographer Lucas Janszoon Waghenaer. At first glance, it may not be apparent that Norfolk is depicted, but the chart was of course drawn from the perspective of one setting sail from the Dutch coast. Tilt your head to the right and all becomes clear. In terms of its place within the Norfolk Heritage Centre collections, the chart is not only of interest simply as a representation of the county. When one remembers that the decades following the mid-1560s saw the arrival in Norwich and Norfolk of many immigrants from the Low Countries, the Protestant strangers, who fled religious persecution and were welcomed for their weaving, printing, gardening and other skills, the chart assumes greater significance in its embodiment of a key chapter of the city's history. Waghenaer was born around 1533 and died in 1606, and this item was originally issued as part of his landmark atlas of sea charts, Spieghel der Zeevaerdt, or Mariner's Mirror. Based on the cartographer's practical observations and experience as a sea-going navigation officer, this was first published in 1584. Though the text relied on traditional 16th century publications, the inclusion of the charts was unknown within such a publication up to that point. Thus, the Mariner's Mirror is considered to be the world's first nautical atlas or pilot guide. These were essential to Dutch, French, German, English, Spanish and Portuguese seamen navigating Europe's coastline until well into the 17th century. Despite being simplified in terms of the details of the coastlines, the charts were very clear. They included the results of depth measurements, the course of navigation channels, beacons and other landmarks such as church spires and houses that are visible from the sea. A cluster of depth figures is included next to most ports, which are references for the use of charts in sailing into and out of harbours and rivers. As you can see, the chart includes 2 compass roses and is populated with decorative ships which are scattered across the North Sea. In the light of Norwich's history, it is perhaps these, along with the coastal profile along the chart's top edge, detailing the appearance of coastal towns and villages on their approach, which are its most evocative elements.